At Clover Park in Port St. Lucie, Florida, the New York Mets play the St. Louis Cardinals. Spring training on SNY is presented by Citi. Starting lineup for the Cardinals brought to you by Toyota. Really only 1.5 starters. Yadier Molina would be the 1 and Matt Carpenter would be the half.
The wind seems to be blowing straight in for Taijuan Walker, drafted in the first round, number 43rd pick.
Skywalker. And a good changeup to strike out Carpenter, and so Walker has a strikeout to start his day. He's only 20, grew up in Phoenix, first round pick in 2018. And he takes strike 3 called, and so a scintillating start for Walker as he picks off the inside corner with a fastball. And he hits a shot down to third. Nice one-hopper grab by Brandon Drury. Plenty of time with Molina running, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Taijuan Walker with some help from Brandon Drury. Smith, his 3rd start, his 2nd as a DH as Pete Alonso plays first base. Here's the formerly blue-haired Carlos Martinez. Too bad that he couldn't face Lindor when they were both in their blue periods. Rod, whether his best days in center are behind him, that's an open question as it's popped up into shallow left. And Austin Dean tracking it and uses 2 hands to make sure for the first down with COVID. And he had a particularly bad case as he gets McNeil on a high breaking ball for the 2nd out.
Franchises.
3-2 coming, and it's a low ball 4, and Alonso's on the walk. So the Mets up the first base runner of the day. And another breaking ball by Martinez that gets him a strikeout. Not necessarily where he intended it. And because Turk used to eat black licorice in the dugout and then brush his teeth between innings, as Dean holds the swing for ball 4. There's Justin Williams. Williams cracks one under right for the Cardinals' first hit. And so St. Louis has the first 2 men on. Knock out that first end. Like it's not there. Little shot over first base, and that'll go into right field for a base hit. Dean turns third. The throw is going to go toward third. It's cut off as the run comes home. Kisner drives in Austin Dean with the first run of the game, and it's 1-0 St. Louis because of COVID last summer. That's line to right field. On comes Almora, diving to make the catch. Tagging at third is Williams. He'll come in to score if he didn't leave too early.
No.
But Sosa with a sinking line drive, and Almora with a brilliant catch to get it out as the run comes home to make it 2-0.
Back to the bag. Pitcher's coming in like doing a look in over the middle, and a pitcher's got to worry about the bag, covering the bag. It's a difficult play for the pitcher.
And he hits it right down to Alonso, and that'll get Walker through the inning. But not before a couple of runs score for St. Louis. 2-0 Cardinals. 7 home run season in 31 games with the White Sox last year, and he rolls that one through the right side. He's got a base hit, and we have seen early on James McCann, very much a guy who likes to use the opposite field. 3-batter rule is back, but not yet in spring training. That'll start next week as this one's popped up into shallow center with the wind grabbing it. Out goes the shortstop Sosa to make sure. Chopper hit to the left side. Charging is Sosa. And he throws out Almora. And so Martinez gets around to leadoff hit. And after 2 in Port St. Lucie, it's 2-0 Cardinals.
Scoreless inning with a strikeout. You see his numbers from last year. A big step up, of course, from the year prior.
You know, it all depends as Gorman goes down swinging to the first 2 to Molina, who grounded out hard to third his first time up. And Diaz blows him away with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. So Sugar with back-to-back strikeouts after a terrific last couple of years for Minnesota. Vargas lines one down the line, and that'll stay fair into the corner. So Janeshwi Vargas drilling a double to get the Mets started in the 3rd.
I think we can make it work.
You know, if you pitch well, I mean, Turk's a big superstition guy, as Pilar can't hold up there.
Things I've learned, what to do, what not to do, and things to be comfortable. So if I can bring that to a couple of guys here, it would be nice.
8th, maybe 9th or 10th starter, even without injuries, just to try and allocate all the innings. There's a slider outside to Alonso. It's ball 4, and so he walks for the 2nd time. Different experiences after returning. That's a hot shot. Laying out is Carpenter, and he makes the play. Nicely done by Matt Carpenter to save a run as he takes a hit away from Dom Smith. Keeps the Mets off the board. 2-0 Cards.
a Washington native, originally in the Phillies organization, then traded.
And he flies one out to left field where Fargas watches the wind take it back to the track at the wall, and it's out of here. A wind-blown home run off the bat of Justin Williams gives the Cardinals a 3-0 lead.
Smart hitting. That one had a lot of air time and plenty of time for that wind to blow that one out.
What's he in charge of?
Sosa goes down on strikes with the second out. Let's John, if John, our director, can show. Oh, that's what he's shooting. He's trying to frame the shot here.
Check him out.
And he blows away Mendoza with a high fastball. So back-to-back strikeouts for May, closing out an inning that started with a wind-blown home run.
It's Alex's third appearance in spring training. His last 2 innings against the Astros and 3 strikeouts.
The attention and emphasis on the long ball, Gare. Good breaking ball right there. But he's
strike three. DR is caught looking for the second out. Some credit for that, but I mean, look at the gap between the Cardinals and the next closest team. Drury finds the hole, and he's got a base hit. A 2-out single for Brandon Drury. The Mets' third hit of the day in terms of nurturing their pitchers is not measurable. That's lined into right center for a base hit for Albert Almora. Drury will go first to third. So Almora with a 2-out hit, and the Mets have runners at the corners with 2 down. See him working on stuff. And he comes right back with a breaking ball to strike out Fargas and end the inning. So he fanned 3 in the inning around a couple of hits.
Jeurys Familia, the new pitcher for the Mets, he takes over for Trevor May as the Mets trail the Cardinals 3-0, and the analytics in the game nowadays as Familia gets the strikeout there, 1 away.
Yeah, I tend to get really into stuff, and that baseball included, and taking it home with me.
Yeah, he's well, this is going to be our last out, right? So I guess what you see from Familia is that he is all out, flat out, 100%. It's been a little bit of a struggle for Cabrera. This is his 3rd outing, 3 runs in the first 2 innings he's pitched in this year's spring training.
Pulled down to third. Nice backhand pick by Gorman, and the throw across the diamond. He could have been the other Nolan. And he strikes him out with a curveball. So Cabrera, a 9-pitch at bat, takes care of Alonso for a 1-2-3 inning after 5 3-0 Card. And the tall, slender right-hander Miguel Castro into pitch.
You can see his 2020 season last year split between Baltimore.
And a half swing and a miss at the slider, and Dean is down on strikes, and that's Castro's day begins on the second deck of the clubhouse. Castro strikes out Kisner in a very strong inning for Miguel Castro. 1-2-3 with a couple of strikeouts. 3-0 Cards. McCann flies one out to left, and Austin Dean is there to grab it, and Webb on just 3 pitches has 2 out. VR 0 for 2, and he grounds one down to third, breaks his bat in the process, and Gorman throws him out, and it's a 5-pitch inning for Tyler Webb. That's efficient.
Well, we saw Tommy Hunter a lot last year with the Philadelphia Phillies, pitching 24 of 60 games for that beleaguered Phillies bullpen.
And that just missed. Hunter thought he had it. CB Buckner said no. Big smile from Tommy, and that's a 1-out walk.
Well, that was the shocking part.
Strike 3 called as Hurst is caught looking for the second out.
It's a little annoying, isn't it?
In the dirt and taking off for second, Mendoza, and he makes it safely. And that's low, trickles behind Joseph. Mendoza holds at second. Rondon on with the second walk of the inning, issued by Hunter. He lifts this one along the left field line. Malik Smith ranging over. As the wind grabs it, Malik stays with it, and that retires the side. So Hunter works around a couple of walks, and it's now 7th inning stretch time. 3-0 Cards.
Tenacious competitor.
Here's ball 4, and Beatty is on with a leadoff walk against Angel Rondon. First regular season game from the cold booth at Citi Field. That's lined into center for a base hit by Ferguson. The Mets have 2 men on. that it's going to be freezing, and I'm going to be. And Smith chases one in the dirt for strike 3. Can't advance with first base occupied and less than 2 out. And Pilar drives one down the line for a base hit, and that'll get the Mets on the board. Beatty comes in to score. Ferguson to third. Kevin Pilar with an RBI single, and the Mets have tallied. It's now 3-1 to St. Louis in the National League. That's grounded down to third, a chance for 2, and Gorman throws it wide. A run comes in. Stumbling on to third goes Crow Armstrong. Mets have a run in, and it's now 3-2. 3-1 to Pete. And that's up and in, ball 4, and Alonso walked for the 3rd time today. Seth Elledge, who made it to the big leagues with the Cardinals last year, comes on to a bases loaded mess. Khalil Lee is the pinch hitter, and that ball goes to the backstop, and that'll bring in the tying run.
I thought it hit him.
I thought it hit him too, and then it banked off C.B. Buckner. But CB said it did not hit Lee, and it goes as a wild pitch.
And the runners did not advance. The back runners can't
which is why the other runners might not have advanced.
That's part of it. And then the runner on second didn't run. And if you're at first base, you can't run.
And that's ball 4, and that'll load him up again. So the inning that will not end. And he lines one. That's a base hit, and the Mets will grab the lead. Peraza scores. Hager is in. Ronnie Mauricio delivers a 2-run single, and the Mets have scored 5 runs in the 7th. They lead it 5-3. There goes Mauricio, but Beatty strikes out, and that ends the inning. 10 men came to bat, and 5 Mets scored. We go to the 8th, 5-3 New York.
Smith, of course, injured himself 2 spring trainings ago and had Tommy John surgery. And
James Garfield and Rutherford B. Hayes.
Chester A. Arthur. Austin Dean goes down on strikes, and there are 2 out. Chopper behind the bag at second. Peraza sets and fires, and that retires the side. So Drew Smith turns in a 1-2-3 top of the 8th.
Like many young pitchers got a shot at the title last year in the big leagues. 4 2/3 innings from Clayton, North Carolina.
And that's inside ball 4, and Malik Smith will take his speed to first base. Line that 1 was a triple. Runner goes, pitches high, throw to second on a hop, goes into center field, and Smith will stay put at second base.
At such a young age.
And Crow Armstrong socks one deep toward the right field corner. Back goes Nootbaar onto the track, and he runs it down. Well, he hit it against the wind.
Yep.
If he had hit it on a different day, that ball might have been well up on the berm. Popped up behind first. And in foul ground, the catch is made. And that retires the side. Sam McWilliams will try and finish this one off for the Mets.
You know, interesting career. Signed by the Phillies, traded to the Diamondbacks.
And that one sails to the backstop with ball 4. And Nagowski was fortunate it didn't hit him. And that's inside ball 4. So McWilliams has come in and walked the first 2 batters in the top of the 9th. And now he's walked 3 in a row. So McWilliams walking Nagowski, Robertson, and now Mendoza. 3-2 coming. And Mora pops it up. Infield fly rule will be called. That's the first out as Mauricio squeezes it. Bases loaded, 3-2 count with 1 out. And Rodon swings and misses at the fastball for strike 3. And there are 2 men down. Precious out. Popped up, and this could be it. Into the wind, Mauricio and Beatty, and Mauricio takes charge and almost overran it, but he stays with it. And that's how this one comes to an end. Full pack indeed. Sam McWilliams walks 3 in a row and emerges unscathed. And the Mets have themselves a victory thanks to a 5-run 7th inning.